that's the end of the Gilroyd track. Now that track is extremely isolated. I don't know how long we've been on it now for. Stopped at that river, that's where that beautiful river was. Beautiful clay pans down there, but not a soul on that track. And in fact, the only tracks I've seen on that track are emu tracks. But anyway, we've just come to the junction now. Pemby Road here. We're roughly just done a 90 k's out of Gascoyne Junction, and the string's doing really well. So we'll continue now, find ourselves a spot for the night, and hopefully we'll find some good feed for these boys. Anyway, we're on the Pemby. A little bit fired up this morning, a little bit more on edge. The cold weather's coming in. We've got to keep them moving. So I'm walking out of them a bit this morning. They're going all right. Come on boys, walk up. Just come down the track. Just come across another water just here. Stand there, boys. So stand there. We'll give another top up. Really interesting this trip. Since we come north of that river, that big rain country, we seem to be finding regular waters. Here's another one over here. Okay, a little bit clearer than some of those clay pan water holes. So we'll give them another fill up. They're certainly not going to be able to test the camelism. We're going long distance without water at the moment because we seem to find it fairly regularly. Okay, more tracks. We found some cattle this morning down the road. It's been more emu tracks and certainly a bit more birds in the air. Is a good indicator that water's around. Another thing, as we were coming this way, the wind's blowing this way, all their noses were flaring up. When the camels' noses start flaring right up, it's a good indicator that it could be water. It's something worth looking at. Usually from the wind direction. See the nose go like that and all the heads turn. It's worth your while having a bit of a look. Just over here, we're just going to go and check out what they were doing. There could be that possibly a little bit more water in here, possibly, boys. This is Lake Newell, not the Lake Newell out there in the Gibson Desert. The one here in Western Australia. And just as I'm walking around, I'm starting to see all those little flake knives on the ground too. The old people, the traditional people that used to be around here. When you start seeing that, there's a good chance there's water somewhere around here too. Notice now there's all these big holes in the ground here, so be a little bit careful as we're creeping up. Camels are generally pretty good at working their way across the ground. You can see behind they're watching. Just over here is that little bit of water. Nice and steady, boys. Take it easy, good stepping. Always dangers out here. Well, you've got to be pretty onto it in this game. Just have a look here now, we've got some water. Found another water road, boys. So the cattle were just coming out of here. Always a good sign, get that little bit extra water. So we might pull up here for a little while. It's an interesting spot. You get a big pan like this around the ground. Like I said, finding those knives. Quite often big sand dune over there is probably a good spot to go and explore. Okay, so the things, when you get on these places, water sites, you'll often find those little stone tools. Now there's a really simple one, okay? Bit of church stone. You can see the raised edge there. Now some of these aren't really extreme. They don't always look like perfect knives and perfect shapes, but just enough to be able to cut. Okay, so they're the things you're looking for. And when you do find them, like we've seen over there, you found yourself some water. Sometimes they're hard to see, but once you know what you're looking for, you can find them. But anyway, we'll leave that one there. Plenty more around here, very basic, simple ones. In a place like this, you know, big distances between waters normally. Okay, we're lucky we had that rain. So just a quick bang, knock the rock, got themselves a knife, away they go. When you get to more permanent water sites, you find often the better sort of style knives. But anyway, church stone, traditional knives. We're just coming right across the top of that escarpment, and now you can see we're dropping down. We're probably still about 40 k's from the Gascoyne River, but this is it now. We're stepping down to that river country, and it's beautiful. Come into another clay pan full of water, so we're going to pull them up here and give them all another big fill up. I know they had one yesterday, but we won't go past this water. It's a little bit less thicker than the one we got yesterday. We started noticing the country's pretty green around there, lots of grass, so it's always worth checking. Okay, so the plan is, it's only earlier on in the day. Now the thing about these clay pans out here, very hard ground, so we're finding the best pick at the moment is in the softer soil, so there's not many places really to pull up and camp here to give them that good feed. So we'll keep them all saddled up. I'm not going to walk them down in there because camels like to roll in the water sometimes, especially when the flies are on. So we'll go down and load up some buckets. We'll give them all they can drink. We'll give them about an hour to chill out, and then we'll head on down the track and find their dinner camp tonight. Whoa, it's a good feeling. Especially on a camel trek out in the middle of nowhere. Water, we love it. It's fairly thick. It's almost like a camel version of coffee. A little bit slippery in here too. I don't want to go down. So we'll see how they go. See if they like their camel milkshake. Big fella. Camel cappuccino for you. cool. That's another water out there. Damn, boys. So we're coming in, we're not far now. We're going to get to Gascoyne Junction today and hit the mighty Gascoyne River. But since we've come, we've noticed that rain belt, it's starting to get greener. A lot of these clay pans and several waters. So these guys had their fill last night. Pretty stoked for that. Anyway, got about 20 k's to go. Nice cloudy day today. We're off to town. That's the end of the first stage of the mission. It's been a long one. Stand, boys. Got to get out of here before these guys start playing up. All right, you mob, let's walk up. Nice and steady. She's such a cool camel. Been keeping Lou company there on the car and she's really happy to do it. As long as she can see Big Mungie, she's happy. Well, that's it. We finally reached Gascoyne Junction. It's been a pretty intense first stretch. Well, when I say the first stretch out into the wild country. But anyway, we're here now. Gascoyne River just behind us. So we'll see what's in this town. We're going to stop here for a little while, making the next plan. Do your trip in stages. First stage, we got to the Overlander. Second stage, we get to here. The next stage will be Mount Augustus. We'll pull up on the river for a few days, find a nice green patch for these guys to fill themselves up on, and hopefully a nice water hole.
Hello!
Hey. Hello! Gascoyne Junction, is that where we are?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Here on the Gascoyne River, got some beautiful water in it, so we're going to pull up here for a little bit of rest, a bit of green grass around, plenty of good drink for the camels. Gascoyne Junction, the upper Gascoyne, beautiful country. Well done, boys. You made it. Mount Augustus, that's our next point of call. That's 315 k's by road. But where we're going to now, we're going about 10 k's up the Gascoyne. We're heading to Hamish's cattle station. About 10 k's away, he's got some yards and some grass, so we can leave the animals and fatten up a little bit while we make the next plan. Now hopefully there's a track through the stations, so we can cut the back country and shave off a bit of that 315 k's. That's a long walk, but that's what we got to do. So hopefully a few shortcuts on the way. All right, boys.